Hey, this is Tim with Expert Power Wash. Got a brand new skid back here to show you guys. This is an 8-foot skid, double trouble with a bunch of extras. Let's jump into this and I'll show you all the details. All right, here it is. Give you a quick walk around and then we'll jump into some of the details. Here's the soft wash side. We'll start over here at the first pressure washer. So this is our GX690 Honda custom built unit. So we do a lot of extras to make these things so they're not an off-the-shelf pressure washer. So you got the custom base plate down here, super thick 1/4-inch aluminum. Got the Honda exhaust. Got the block mounted unloader. So typically they're mounted here. We've relocated it, and then it's over there on the back. That is the pulsar unloader. So it's a flow sensitive unloader. So when you pull the trigger, you don't have that abrupt burst every time you pull the pressure washing trigger gun. Give you a look at that. We'll go around to the front. Of course, this is key start. You have the hour meter down here in the control panel. This one, I said it has a bunch of customizations, so we'll get into that. This was a special order. So this one has a 22-gallon gas tank. This is one of our really nice heavy-duty aluminum tanks. Of course, we have the rollover valve that we install on all of our tanks. And then you can see where it's pulling fuel. We actually plumbed up an extra fuel line, so if he ever wants to add something else to that, there's an additional line there. Next, we have our pure water system. So this is going to be a multi-stage system. And this one actually pulls water out of the buffer tank, pushes it through the filters, and then out to the water-fed pull hose reel. And I'll show you that on the other side as we get around this skid. Got the 1-inch drain down there at the bottom, so you can empty the tanks. You don't have to travel around with a bunch of extra weight. Let me show you the tanks here. So this one has 4 tanks. The one in the back is going to be your bleach tank. And then we have the 3 front tanks tied together for a total of 300 gallons of water for buffer. And I'll show you how we've connected all those. When you connect them, it reduces the slosh and just overall works better. All right, next pressure washer here. This is another custom built machine. This is mounted on the same base plate. One thing I forgot to mention, both these pressure washers have a recharging system. So if you're running the machines, it will send power back to the battery and keep that charged up. This one has the block mounted K7 unloader. It's just a little bit different. We use the K7s on the smaller machines. This is a flow sensitive unloader. So again, when you pull the trigger gun, you're not gonna have that abrupt burst of pressure every time you use the gun. This one's mounted like this, so you can simply pull the hose off of the reel and not have to run through the reel, and then simply connect to that outlet. All right, going over to the reels, we have double stacked 4 Titan electric reels. The first 2 are 18-inch, and then the next 2 are 12-inch. And these are all stacked with our stainless steel stacking kits. These reels have stainless steel internals, stainless steel swivels. So be careful if this is something you're going to possibly put together yourself. Make sure you get the right reels, because Titan does make a couple different versions of these. And a lot of guys will get lost on that too good to be true deal. So just make sure you're using the right reels. We'll start up here at the top. This is 1/2-inch soft wash hose. The Soft Jet, we really like this stuff. It has a pressure rating of 300 PSI. Of course, the 12-volt pump's putting out about 100 PSI. So well overrated, great hose. Our hoses have crimped ends on the ends of them. We have the ST510 gun with the J-Rod 4 nozzle holder. These are all stainless. These are perfectly dialed into our systems to spray the best that it can possibly spray. And then down here on the bottom, we have 200 feet of Fierce Jet hose. Of course, with the ball valve swivel. We're using the Mossmatic swivel on here. Going over to the next set of reels here, we have 100 feet of Flexzilla. This is 3/4. And then down here on the bottom, we have another 200 feet of Fierce Jet pressure washing hose, of course, with another ball valve swivel. Something really interesting on this skid is we have an additional water port here. So this runs directly into the buffer tank. When you want to run an extra hose on these types of setups, to bypass the reel, you're going to get better water flow. So we have a nice little hookup there, so you can add a second garden hose if you want to dual feed this system. On the back, we have our pull holders. And then coming on over to this side here, this is our water-fed pull hose reel. This simply locks in here. There's a nice mounting plate. And if you wanted to pull this reel off and use it remotely, you can. We got our battery box down below, 7-gallon soap tank. And then our soft wash system right next to that, we have our Pro Mixer XL. And this is our upgraded version with Hastelloy check valves, 3/4 metering valves, and then of course a rinse valve there to the right. So you're able to bring in fresh water into the bleach line, completely rinse out that system. All right, let's take a look at the back here. We got the 7-gallon a minute Remco pump. And this isn't one of the RV ones we typically see people using in the industry. This is the dual control rated for actual soft wash. And then back over to the pressure washer here. Give you another quick overview. One thing we didn't mention is we have our surface cleaner rack up top here. Of course, this is locking, stainless steel hinges and locking mechanism. One cool thing about our surface cleaner storage racks, when we're putting together an 8-foot skid, gives us a little extra space back here. So we're able to use this little area for storage, typically about 16 inches. So if you have an extra garden hose you want to put in there or extra pressure hose, there is a nice little storage rack there. Let's talk about some of the plumbing. So right here I said I would show you how we have these tanks tied together. We're using all banjo fittings. Really nice suction hose on here. High-end clamps. Give you a closer look here. Everything's put together real nice. No leaks. Give you another overview here. Really nice skid layout. You can run multiple employees off of this skid. 2 pressure washers, 1 soft wash, and a pure water system that pulls out of the buffer tank. Really, you could run 3 people off this if you had good enough water flow. So this is going to be one of those do-it-all skids. Get the most amount of work done in the shortest time possible. If you're interested in something like this, I'm going to leave my contact information down below. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'll see you in the next build.